Hello, YouTube friends. It's Dale from Whatever the Weather May Be. I'm just sitting here at my desk starting a second mitten. I'm making these sparkly Christmas mittens for little granddaughter Azaria. And I'm just starting the second one. I always start a new piece on double pointed needles on a table just to give me a bit of a stability. Now I'm fine, I can move away from the table, but I find I don't twist my rows if I start and have my needles down on the table. So this is just a little common little knit pattern. I haven't done the thumb yet. I'm going to do both mittens first, and then I'll do both thumbs. So this is just a little Christmas to go in her Christmas parcels. She's 4, and then I have a lot of yarn. So I think what I'm going to do is make a pair for her sister who's 9 as well. So that's nice. This is, what is this? Let me see. This is Sparkle. Starlet Sparkle from Mary Maxim. It's nice soft worsted weight yarn. It's an acrylic, of course, but for kids I think that's probably a good thing. So that's what I was working on for a little bit today, and also I spent a lot of time today tidying up and cleaning up my studio here, which desperately needed a good clean. So it's looking much better. There was just piles of fabric and pieces, and it was just a terrible mess. So I moved my sewing machine over here. I had it on this long table here for a while, but now I put it on this table, which is actually a sewing table. I had my Elna on here, but my Elna is sick right now. I have to take it in somewhere and get somebody to have a look at it. Don't seem to have any power. So moving the machine off of this table has given me actually a pretty good workspace now. So maybe I won't mess it up quite as much. So I have my ironing end here, and here's another knitting project that I'm working on. Of course, you have to have about 5 or 6 knitting projects. You don't just do one. This is a pair of socks for myself, just making it out of little bunches, little scraps of leftover yarn. I don't know what other color is going to end up being on this. This is a worsted weight sock, and it's got a nice pattern in it here. I'll show you. It's called Cynthia's Smorgasbord Sock. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done, like that one right there. And this is I've had this book for years, the Green Mountain Spinnery Knitting Book. There's some really nice patterns in here. But I'm just doing socks right now. I'm just getting the heel started, the heel flap, and I've started to turn it a bit. So that's another knitting project on the go. I seem to be doing a lot of knitting. I think in the last video I made, I was working on the sunflower wall hanging. I have done no more to that. I put it aside. It was frustrating me, and there was such a mess in here. I'm the kind of person that can work. When I work, I just haul everything out, and then I create a horrible mess, and then I get upset with myself, and then I stop. So then I have to stop, clean everything up, then I can go again. And this was why I think I haven't done any more on the sunflower quilt, but I will, the wall hanging. So this is my cutting table. It's nice and clean. I found all my rulers. I was missing them. I couldn't find them. So it's looking much, 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 much better. And I was down in the doll room and I found this. It's just a dollar store little suitcase, but I love it. I don't know why I bought it. I must have bought it for a project or something. But look at it, it's even got lining inside of it. So I brought it upstairs. I can do with some more storage for something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I kind of like it. I think it's cute. Anyway, the cutting table's clean. And underneath is nice and clean. And then over here, I have another great big table. It's just dining room, an old dining room table, but it's a really good table for this kind of project. This is the sweater that I'm just finishing up. It's my fall walking sweater, and I'm just going to be putting the sleeves in. So, you know, it's nice to have a big table that you can just spread this out and do this kind of work on. So I'm just putting the sleeves into this, and then it'll be done. The neck's on it already, and I blocked it already, so that's almost finished. And this is the sweater, although I did a different bottom. This just had I think it was a 1x2 maybe rib, and I did more like a moss stitch on mine. I didn't want a rib. I wanted it to look a little bit fancier, so I did a moss stitch just on the bottom. And this pattern is from the Family Circle Easy Plus Size Knits book. I've had this since the 80s. I've made a few projects. It's got some really nice projects in it, and very easy. They're not, you know, there's nothing really scary in here. Some nice everyday kind of sweaters. I like that one too. And coats. Got quite a shine on this. There. So, yeah, it's just a basic sweater book. I like this very much. I might make this one next. Why is this shining like this? There we go. I like that. That might be the next one I'm going to do. That one's nice too. So, and then over here, I've knit a puppy. I have to put him together and stuff him up. That's for a baby gift, to go with a baby gift. I've knit a baby sweater as well, but I haven't washed it or blocked it. So I've been sort of on the knitting kick for a little bit, and that probably will continue now. I'm actually advertising to start a knitting group in our community. I think that would be kind of fun. You know, knitting is sort of a solitary activity, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think sometimes it would be nice just to have somebody to yak at you, other knitters, or, you know, share your knitting projects and your patterns, your yarns. So I'm going to start that in September. I have my little advertisement all made out. But what I really wanted to show you was this Afghan. I don't know if you remember, in the 1970s, most magazines had a picture of this Afghan, not done in these colors. It was done in whites, yellow, and green. And it was called the Daisy Afghan. And that's what this is. This is made by my aunt, who's now gone. She made this using all these daisies, using a daisy loom, and then she crocheted them together. As you can see, just a simple chain crochet. And she just used up her colors just to make her daisies, and I love it. It's my favorite piece. I have a lot of beautiful Afghans, and I love this one the best. So you make the daisies using one of these. It's just a round little loom, and you just wind the daisies around, wind your yarn around. You can do different colors for different sections, and then you take them off the loom, and then you just put them together however you want. And this is sort of following the original pattern, except that the original pattern, this part was green like hers is, but this part was white and this part would be yellow. And there's an inside to this, but unbeknownst to me, or I wasn't really paying attention, after she gave this to me, after months, I threw it in the washing machine and washed it, and then I threw it in the dryer and dried it, and did not realize that she used wool yarn. So what I did was I felted all the centers, but you can see in here, see there's an inside like this one. It actually does have a little round part in the middle. So I have made some daisies, and I did do a Afghan, but I did mine different. I used my daisy as a center of a granny square, and this is the one that I did here. Turned out pretty cute. So I'll show you. This is, I just threw it over a mess, really, but so here are my daisies. On these ones you can see, because they're not felted, the different layers. This would be the first round of pegs, this is the second, and then the orange is the third. Here's a better example. So this is the first round of pegs, the beige, and then this lighter blue is the second round of pegs, and then the darker blue is the outside round of pegs. That's pretty. And it's very easy to do. Extremely easy. They're not sitting very good because it's been in a bag. That one I have to fix. So I thought that I would, there's one more I think, there's one more down here. It's a great way of using up tiny little balls. I don't throw any of those kind of things away. I've got bags and bags of tiny little balls which are perfect for this kind of a thing. You can make a lot of daisies with very little yarn. So I think what I'm going to do is my next video, I'm going to do a bit of a tutorial on using this loom, and we'll make some daisies. I'll show you how it's done. Now this loom is from the 70s. This is one of the original daisy looms. I'm not sure if you can still buy these, but I'm pretty sure you can. I just don't know where you would look. Maybe, you know, hobby store, yarn store, something like that. And if you can't find them, I think they would be fairly easy to make because they're just pegs. You use a piece of wood and some nails. It will work just as well. But look on the internet, maybe check Amazon, and you might find them. Somebody, or even eBay, maybe, or Etsy, somebody's selling them. You know, they found some at a garage sale and they're selling them off or something like that. And I know that there are a lot of patterns on the internet for daisy Afghans. If you just press in a daisy loom, and it takes you to a whole bunch of stuff on this. So anyway, I'm going to come back and do another video on making the daisies, and if you can find a loom, hopefully you can make some too. Make yourself a beautiful daisy Afghan to warm up your room. So I hope you enjoyed that little tour, and watch out for the next video. I'll get going on that in a couple of days, and we'll see where we can go from there. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Talk to you real soon. Bye for now.